Hasta la vista, Pepe. I won't do it again. I swear to God, whether it's on camera, whether it's by myself, it just won't happen again, and I will repent for it later tonight on my knees in front of my Lord. But either way, we're going to be talking about shorts tonight. An introductory video. It's not going to be anything spectacular. If you want to learn more about it, just go to Investopedia. You can learn anything there. You just got to take the time and put in the effort. What shorts are is there's people that are betting against the market. So instead of being along and thinking the price is going to go up, they think the price is going to go down. Now, to do so, there's borrow fees. So let's say it's on a stock that's trading at $10, so a smaller cap. The cost to, let's say the cost to borrow is 18%. So you basically have to have that to cover it in your portfolio. And if you don't, then you can't short it. That's why shorting is most of the time done by bigger hedge funds with a lot of money in their account. It's not like somebody with $2,000 is shorting is shorting the market. They're just not. That's why the bigger players usually short, and that's why they usually win, because those are the guys that have connections on Wall Street. Those are the guys that have connections to the politicians, and they all seem to be from the same. I'm not going to get into it. Either way, shorting cannot be done in penny stocks. In my opinion, I don't care what anybody else says. As far as I'm concerned, it's $1 per share for the borrow fee in a penny stock. So let's say you wanted to short 1 million shares of GVSI at 3 cents. You would have to put up $1 million against it. Like, no, just it's not happening. It can get shorted, I guess, by offshore accounts in the Caribbean by the same guys that, like I said, the hedge funds that short everything else. Yeah, of course, there's corruption everywhere. Is there naked shorting? Possibly. I wouldn't be surprised. But, I'm not going to go off of what I can't control. I'm just going to go off of what I know. And I know almost as fact that nobody, and whenever you see somebody commenting, oh, they're shorting this penny stock. No, they're not. No, they're not. It can't be guaranteed. It can't be, you can't figure that out. So if it's $1 per share, chances are that whoever's commenting on that board is not a multi-billionaire that can short a penny stock. So that's the overall idea. Shorting is a very tough game. It can have infinite losses. If you short something, basically it can go up forever, right? If it's going down, it stops at zero. Whereas if it's going up, it could technically go on forever. So it could have infinite losses. That's another thing. It's very risky. You have to hedge your money against the short, and you can have infinite losses. Again, a reason why whenever these stocks run really hard, like your GME and your AMCs and these other things that get halted, like Cal did the other day, they completely ruined the run. They did it in GROV as well, GROV. They pumped it, they halted it, and then they sent it down. The reason why they're doing this is because the shorts are calling into whatever brokerage is trading it, and or the MMs, and they're saying, we're on our short, we're getting fucked, man. You're my best friend. We go to the same synagogue. There's a clue. Would you please get this thing to go down? You got to do something. So they halt the stock, or they even on the bigger ones, the GMEs, they call into Yellen, who's also the same, You know what I mean? But she goes and she says you can't buy it. Okay, that's not because she's trying to save retail from losing money. Come on, man. I mean, obviously that's the biggest bullshit that nobody seems to care about, nobody seems to cry about, nobody seems to win in court about, because they control it. So it's all corrupt. It's dirty. It's a dirty, dirty game. And when the shorts call into yelling and they say, "Oh yeah, don't allow them to buy," and the price tanks because of it, that should be all you need to know about how this world works. And those are the guys who control the market to the downside. That's why it's very hard to be a long. That's why it's very hard to win as retail, especially as a long, because everything's against you. The Fed's against you. The hedge funds are against you. The shorts are against you. And the whole entire market is against you. So but they run it so they can short it. So you got to get into that run before they short it. It's one big pump and dump. That's why, I had a friend that was up 800% in GNS. He commented on my page last night. I said, "You obviously sold, right? You bought in at $1. It's at $8. You haven't sold yet?" And he's like, no, I'm waiting for this. Don't wait, bro. You're up 800%, bro. The shorts are coming to get you, and they will take a hold of the stock eventually. And today they did. So let that be a lesson learned. Jumping into, but we'll get further into shorts eventually. But that's just an introductory video. Like I said, go to Investopedia, find out for yourself, read through it. It'll be more in depth. I just don't have too much time to talk. I have to have this up by 5, and it's 3:26. Shit. Okay, so let's jump into the charts. Basically, what we got here. No. Technical genius. Is that what I do? Yes. No. Got to make myself smaller first, wasting time, running out of time, making people bored. Got to keep going. Got to not stop. Okay, at least that worked. Get me smaller. And we're up, and this better work. Okay, it will. So this is, what is this? No, I don't want to be looking at Babel right now. I got my rundown here all set up already. We're going to start with CGRA. I bought this today at 3 cents. I actually hopped out of WETG. I was just up so much. I was dry at that point. I was just dry, and I couldn't keep going. And it did close at the same price. They shook a lot of people out. It popped back up. Closed at the same price, so good. But I did want to get in CGRA because I saw this yesterday. And by the way, this page is not all about picks. I'm not telling you what to buy. If I'm going over a stock, it doesn't mean I'm saying buy it. I'm just saying this is what looks good. Now, eventually, when I'm going over these, I'm going to see things and I'm going to be like, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. And you could do the same thing, but at the same time, you got to have your own strategy. You got to look at these and formulate your own situation here. I'm not really giving picks. I'm just trying to teach people what's going on, show people how the market works, and also give you what a lot of eyes are and what a lot of interest is in. And those are the things that make the market move, is interest, volume, etc. Those are the only way to burn the short, so to speak. So CGRA is popping above. It popped above this resistance, which was at 352, closed above it. It's going higher tomorrow without question. I'm in at 3, thinking about selling 5 tomorrow. That would be glorious. RSI is not overcooked, and your MACD isn't even near overcooked. Good solid volume. Past couple of days, about $300,000 in cash flow. Beautiful. And I see this next resistance at about 5 cents. So that's where I'm looking to sell, because the news is expected next week. Me personally, now listen, do whatever you want. If you want to wait for the news, you want to see what it is, fine. I buy the rumor, sell the news. That's my strategy, and I stick to it, and I do not waver. But also, thank you for the tip coming from Dallas Only Club or something. I seriously need to remember his name. He has very good picks, very solid picks. This was one that I actually gave to him recently, LTRY. Just a beautiful spike city today. I said that it was going to run this week into the Super Bowl, and it did exactly that. So I'm happy that that happened. Now, your RSI is overcooked extremely. You did have a pullback in after hours. Remember, buy the rumor, sell the news. You're buying into the Super Bowl. So a lot of people are going to take gains before the Super Bowl. So that's just my opinion. If you're in it, do not just hold these things forever. You must flip. It had a 50% day today. That's a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money. And if you bought at my call at 40 something, or you're pretty much doublet up. Just take the money and run and get into something that is going to keep moving, not something that's extended and overbought. GEGI. Good day today. Now look at what it had before. It had this pop and then it got diluted back down, right back down to this middle orange band. Now, is that going to happen again? No, I'm not sure because a lot of times the MMs will send this, bring it back, and then they'll send it a couple days later, and then people are going to think, oh, I'll flip it because they're going to send it back, and then they send it to the moon. So watch your previous resistances. This is about 19. Breaks 2 with strength and creates a bid on 2. You're in very good shape for a possible continuation and maybe even a long-term run. You do have a gap up here, a big time gap, all the way at 6.7. Could be headed there to fix it, and I wouldn't be surprised. WETG, the wettest of all G's. Now, again, I bought in this yesterday very low. I did see one of my subscribers say he bought into this today. Now remember, you're very extended on this and you're coming to a point of resistance in these 70s area. That's why it keeps getting rejected there. Now, you did have a higher high, or you had a higher low and a lower high. So it's kind of flagging here. I have no doubt that it's probably going to turn to the side. It's going to come and create a pennant down here, and then you're going to maybe get another pop. But this is a Chinese stock, and I don't trust them as much as I mean, I don't trust anybody because America's way worse than China. America is trash. I don't care what anybody says. If that hurts your feelings, whatever. But I don't think anybody has pride in this country anymore, and they shouldn't. We are the destructors of the world. Everything we ever do is for financial gain, ran by the same people that run the Fed. The money controls everything. So what do you think? The president has anything to do with what our country? Our president just goes on TV and covers for the people that are behind him, his advisors. It's called the King Court. Look it up. But either way, this is getting pulled back. I'm not sure what's going to happen. You might come back down to this previous resistance of around 50 cents, which is where it touched today. It tapped it and kept moving. So let's see what happens tomorrow. I'm not saying that it's going to tank. I'm just saying I don't know if it's going to have enough volume and enough eyes to continue north. DBMM, this thing popped today. Very good. I said you needed to hold this level yesterday. It looks like you have a triple bottom. You did, in fact, have a triple bottom. You pop right back up to this orange line. Are you going to break it? I'm not sure. I think you might consolidate in this range for a little bit. You just absolutely cannot break down to, like, let's say a penny. You're going to be in trouble. It's going to be showing a sign of weakness. You want to stay right here until further news is released. I'm not sure exactly what's in the pipeline for them or when it's going to happen, but good day for you guys today. Happy for you. Glad you didn't break down off that support. GVSI, this thing got tanked the last couple of days on pink current. Obvious dilution. I don't care what anybody says. Somebody came on my page yesterday and tried to bash me for putting out dilutive plays. Again, I don't put out any plays at all. I'm just showing you what has interest and what has eyes. GVSI is a very cultish stock. Everybody in it. And unless you're like, it's going to the moon, it's going to the moon. I have diamond hands and I'll never sell it because everybody says that it's going to the moon. Unless you say that, then people are going to hate you. And that's fine. I don't care. Give me as much hate as you want. But I did say the day before these tanked, I said that it's riding this middle orange band, but you're closing below it. And then it did get pink current. And I said, whoa, guys, don't get too excited. When they get pink current, they can dilute. And it could go, but I'm not buying until there's a 4 bid. That's previous resistance. I'm not just going to go on a whim first thing in the morning. And then what happened? Boom, tanked. I'm glad I didn't buy it because I was going to. And I didn't. And boom, got sucked down all the way to 15. And it was a good buy there. People bought it, popped back up. Very good. Might be headed back. Listen, I'm waiting for a specific location. When it has a 4 bid, that's when I buy GVSI. I don't care about the speculation. I don't care that what people say that it's going to run to $6. I don't care about TNSP or whatever the frick that other stock is that ran to dollars that George had. This isn't the same stock. Just because that one ran doesn't mean this one will. Okay? Not saying that it won't, but I told you that you were overbought back here on your technicals. And look, you came back down on your technicals, and what happened to the price? It came back down, so fucking kill me. Okay, or slip my neck, whatever you want to do. But you're not going to silence me from telling the truth, because only the truth will be told, and I can't do anything else but tell it. I told you, God, when I was born, told me in a dream that I would never be able to lie. And I said, okay, Lord, but this is going to be a huge burden. I felt like Job. He was taking everything. He was taking my gift of gab away as an Irishman. And, I said, Lord, is there any other way? He said, no, this must be done, son. And from ever since, I haven't been able to tell a lie, even when I was 6. Okay, if I stole a piece of candy, I'd have to say so. DOMA. This thing popped real hard off this drop. Holy shit, talk. Really big drop. Falling knife at that point, and then bing bop. They shook everybody out and then sent it. This would have been a very good buy here, but it didn't look good on your technicals. So this is kind of just like, ooh, ooh, I don't even know. What are you doing? Are you doing that? It really has no idea. I have no way to gauge it. I'm not really exactly sure where it's going to go from here. It could have another red day tomorrow. It could have a green day. Again, I don't, there's just nothing I see here that is telling me, okay, it's a great buy or it's a sell. Just not enough to read off of. GGII, wow. I told you yesterday that you're probably going to come back down here and you're probably going to consolidate. The stock said, no, 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 no. It wants to flag higher. So you're probably going to get a very steep triangle here, leading this up your middle orange band. So I would buy down on this side, not on this side, because it's got to show strength above these previous highs. Now, tomorrow could have a higher low, and it could push. If it closed green up near 0.004, you could be in good shape. But if it starts to pull back, you are going to get a flag. You are overbought on your technicals a little bit, but not exactly. So we'll see what happens from here. VPLM, absolute beast. Thought that it was going to pull back. It didn't. But you do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green days in a row. Okay. And it's just like playing roulette. If you get 5 hits in a row, you probably want to leave the table, right? So look, again, I mean, wow, you are at 87 RSI. You're almost at the peak on MACD, and it's turned up almost straight up. I've seen these things run, for days and days and days. Get into 100 odd zone on the RSI. The MACD is absolutely through the roof. I get it. You have the volume. This could go higher. If I was personally in it and I had bought way lower, I would just try and flip it. Because that's what I do. But whatever your strategy, my eye is like all moving. But either way, it's your idea. All I'm saying is it's extended. Okay, it could go higher. Maybe it doesn't. But whoever's on those boards telling people let's go into the moon, diamond hands, they're probably selling into your bid. So, or they're on the ask trying to get you to buy their shares, knowing that they're up 100%. Smart money sells, dumb money holds for the moon, because you're a gambler at that point, okay? You're a gambler. If you want to gamble, go to the casino. Don't play stocks because you will get murdered. This is KEGS. Man, sorry guys, I don't know what happened today. You did close them above this middle band, you hit 9. Now remember, I was saying 4 or 5. I would have got in at 5 and I would have sold 8 because that was a guarantee, right? So once you got the 8 bid today, I would have dumped into it. I wouldn't have looked for more. I did say that you had a chance to get to 1 or 11 tomorrow, which was today. And you did, but the company must have came in and diluted, which is a shame. And your MACD didn't show. It's just these companies right now, they're all broke. They need money. So as soon as they get a pop, they're going to dilute it down. That's why the OTC has been absolutely destroyed recently. Nothing you can do about it. Don't fight it. If you're still in it, you're still kind of on this consolidation round. You might push through. Who knows? DVLP. Pull back after breaking through this middle band and closing above it with strength. That's because, you came back and you closed on previous resistance. This could keep going. It just needed a little bit of a cool off. I like the chart from here. I think that it could keep going all the way up to 6, 7. You're at 4. That's 50%. Take it all day. APSI. This thing is starting to go. This is something I'm going to watch. You get a break above 37 cents, you're in good shape. You might get a push. This thing has been demolished after a merger, probably because they diluted. Again, just because they merge does not mean that they're not going to dilute and turn because they have they're the chip leader. So they can control what happens to the price. If they want it to go up, they wait. If they want it to dump, they come in, they do the merger, they secure it, they get the shares available, the control block or whatever it is, then they dump the hell out of it, and then you come in and you buy down here when they're done diluting, which is what it seems to be. SYSX, this might be my pick of the day tomorrow, just because I see it running. If it breaks 14 with strength, you're looking at a very big run. This thing has been absolutely demolished. It is running on blockchain or Bitcoin, kind of in the same wavelength as that. You're getting not a lot of volume, but you're getting a lot of interest. It just looks like it wants to go. Very good stock. Now, SEII, this is one that I called before. It did go on its run. Now it pulled back to this middle band. Now it's showing a reversal candle. It could very easily either flag or it could break previous over the next couple of days and run higher, possibly to 7.7. Now, this is a very thin stock, so it moves very fast. Get in and get out. GDVM. This thing looks like it wants to go. You are closing right about at resistance. It breaks that with strength. You could be looking at an extended continued run. Very sexual. It's a merger candidate. Your volume is very low, but the price is moving up. Personally, I would wait for there to be a 10 bid, pretty strong 10 bid. If there is, then I'm a buyer, and I think that it could keep going. CVNA, this was one that I called when it broke this previous resistance and ran. Again, look, it looks like the same thing. Then look, it broke, pull back, broke, and then a push, but had a pullback. Now it's pulling back. I think it's going to come back to this orange line right around $10. That's my personal opinion. I can't say that it will. Maybe it has maybe we have a great market day and it continues tomorrow. WISA. This thing looks good. The reason why I brought it up is because you have a complete oversold chart. I just think it's not like, look, it can go on big runs here. Obviously it ran from like $10 to 20, ran 100%. Very beautiful. Now it got diluted back down. It's going through hell. You might be able to get back to 1050. It's currently at 6. Again, that's almost 50. That's basically, you got 50% from this price if it turns here. GNS, again, my boy said he bought in at 1, which is right here. Great. I mean, that's amazing. That's one of the, did he? I don't know. He could have just said that. But either way, if you bought at 1 and you didn't sell, I would have sold here. I'm not waiting. I'm up at 400%. What are you, insane? In 2 days, dude, come on, bro. And then you push all the way up, all the way to $8. And I said, listen, I was like, well, you didn't sell that yet. You're up 800%. He's like, no, I'm waiting for a dividend. I'm like, you're waiting for a carrot that's dangling in front of your face? How long do you think that might take? If you take any more time than needed, unless it comes out tomorrow, you are going to pull back. You have a gap all the way down at $2. You could have been up 80% or 800% and pull all the way back to up only 100%. You know how hard it is to find an 800% gainer? If you're in an 800% gainer and you've somehow haven't sold it yet and you don't sell at $8, come on, man. You'll learn. I don't got to say much more. You'll learn. RGBP. Now this is getting oversold completely. They are doing an RS. So that's why. I didn't know what had happened, but this is what happens when you do an RS. I had been telling people for a long time that they were ballooning the structure and diluting, and there was a very strong chance of RS. What did everybody tell me? You're a ding-dong bat, you're a bing-bong bop, and you're not smart. And I said, okay, fine. You are just sucked into the story, and you think this guy has found the cure for cancer, which is whatever, dude. But they're going to RS on you regardless of whether they found the cure or not. And what happened? RS, okay? So hate me or love me, I don't care. Chances are you're probably wrong and I'm probably right because it's very rare that I am wrong. I'm joking. This is looking like a flag here as well. This is BMXI. This is one that's also recommended by Dallas Buyers Club. He called this. I don't know exactly what he's seeing. At CGRA was about news for next week, which again, buy the rumor, sell the news. But this thing looks like it's flagging and there must be another reason for it. Did they come through with the audit? Are they giving a date and time that the audit might be done? If it is, then that's brilliant. We buy the rumor, we sell the news. So that's all I have for today. I got to get this uploaded. I really hope that worked. If it didn't, then I'll literally slit my neck, drink my own blood, and feed it to my kids and say bye, and I'll never be here again. Enough talking, more uploading. Have a good night.